Está na hora de aumentar o volume porque o seu programa do universo da música pesada está no ar.
De headbanger para headbanger, Maloik. Você já postou sua sugestão para o Heaven and Hell? Ainda dá tempo, você tem mais essa semana para sugerir micos aos convidados do nosso jogo.
Basta postar na nossa página do Facebook sua sugestão. Se ela for a mais criativa, você ganha um kit com DVD, CDs da Voice Music e a camiseta exclusiva do Maloik.
A produção continua trabalhando para trazer para você muita coisa bacana.
O vocalista João Luiz do King Bird e Casa das Máquinas foi o sobrevivente da semana no jogo Heaven and Hell.
A Tough Girl Fernanda Lira seguiu os passos de Zak Stevens no ABC Paulista.
E como prometido, começamos o programa com a segunda e última parte do Hellraiser, especial com o baixista Rudi Sarzo. Agora, no Maloik.
Okay, so this is like many years later, right? 97, I get a call from Frankie and he says, listen, we've been hired by Marilyn Manson to do an after show party at a club called the Dragonfly in Hollywood. You want to come by? Maybe sit in with the guys? And I said, is there going to be booze and food? And they say, yeah. Okay, I'll be there. I was drinking then. I haven't drank since. So I show up and I get to do the last 2 songs, and that was it. I joined the band. That was it. We got together again, and I kept touring with the band until 2003, and that was the last time that I played with Quiet Riot. But we even play here during that period. We play here in Brazil, in Sao Paulo. Challenge is the word because you have very few opportunities to basically have a license to play as much as you can as a bass player. Since he plays bass on his records, you have to play what he plays, which is a lot. So it's kind of like amusement park going on the roller coaster and you go whee. It's just musically, it's just like that. Very exhilarating, very powerful, very musical, very challenging. It was an incredible, because I went from playing with Quiet Riot to playing with Yngwie. So it kind of like prepared me for Dio, because I got the call to play on Master of the Moon, but I was still touring with Yngwie. So I couldn't, again, I'm committed, I wasn't walk out of the tour. So I told Wendy Dio, I said, listen, I'm on tour right now, and but I would love to play with Dio. And so I'm gonna call you when the tour is over. So I did, and then became a member of Dio. It's really interesting because working with Ronnie was such an incredible experience, because rarely do you have an opportunity to work with a singer that also has an instrumental background. Even though I consider the voice is an instrument too, but we're talking about something that like trumpet. He was a trumpet player, which helped him develop his breathing. That's how he sang. He learned how to use the diaphragm from playing trumpet, classical trumpet, for so many years. In addition to that, he was a bass player. So he had very musical ideas. When we were working on new songs, I always listened to his input, because I knew he had a vision of what things should sound like. So it was kind of like in between. He would tell me, play what you want, and I'm going, no, I want to play what you hear in your head, because at least you want to get the idea what he's coming from, because you're a musician, that there's so many ways to play a song, so you just kind of like want to define it. You want to hear what the composer hears in his head or her head, and you want to perform that. You don't want to be so outside of what the vision is, So working with him was incredible, because he was the most, of all the singers I've ever worked with, he was the most musical. When I joined the band, they weren't as highly technical, with like Pro Tools and all the software and everything. So I introduced Ronnie to using Pro Tools and recording, and he would pick it up incredible. He would be like, by the time about 2 years before he passed away, he would actually record all, engineer by himself, everything on Pro Tools, and just make every single demo by himself, which was a treat. I would go over to his house and he says, come on, let's go to my studio, check this out. And he would just play for me, complete song with everything, the bass, the guitar, the keyboards, drums, his vocals. I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. Yeah, I really miss that. I really miss going to Ronnie's house and listening to new music. Some of it actually wound up on the Heaven and Hell records, because they were intended to be like Dio songs, and then he joined Heaven and Hell and he brought those ideas, and then Tony Iommi, put his input in there. But a lot of them were actually songs that he had before Heaven and Hell. Less things happen now because I usually on the road, because of technology being available, I'm usually in my room being creative, either creating animation, which I do, I'm an animator, and or practicing the bass, or just doing everything that you can do, being creative in your room. But in the old days, all you did was go down to the bar, So I would say the most embarrassing thing I've ever experienced was back in the day when I used to drink, and that's the reason why you should never drink. Is because you can lose your clothes very easily when you're drunk, especially if you're laying flat on the floor in a tour bus, and the guys in the band start taking your clothes off, and then you have to check into the hotel with no clothes on. But you're too drunk to know any better, Don't matter. You just want to get to your room, So yes, if there was ever a reason why to quit drinking, that would be at the top of my list. Future music, I have a couple of bands. One is called Animetal USA, which is we're signed to Sony Music, and I'm a superhero. I mean, everybody in the band is a superhero. I happen to be Stormbringer. I control the weather, and we do heavy metal versions of anime theme songs. We perform at Loud Park this past October. And we're in the middle of the second album right now, and we're going to be going on tour this summer in Japan and around the world. Anime is really popular everywhere. That's one band. It's got Kristen Pelletieri on guitar. Scott Travis played on the first record from Judas Priest, but he's too busy with Judas Priest. So we have John Detty from Slayer and Testament on drums, incredible drummer, and Mike Becerra on vocals. And we are Animetal USA. The other band that I'm working on right now, we're basically getting our demos done. It's called Tread, T-R-E-D, and it's Mike Orlando from Adrenaline Mob, Mike Portnoy's band. It's got Tim Ripper Owens on vocals and AJ Pero on drums from Twisted Sister. And it's tribal metal funk. That's the best way I can describe it. Yeah. Really heavy. Very talented human beings. And most important, people that we want to be with. People that we enjoy their companies. We are all friends, all of us.
O Central Rock Bar, em Santo André, recebeu Zak Stevens, que esteve em turnê pelo Brasil.
E Fernanda Lira, a Tough Girl, conferiu de perto todos os detalhes.
Uma pausa aí no fliperama do 007 para apresentar o que o Maloik veio aqui fazer hoje. Zak Stevens no Central Rock Bar em Santo André. Promete ser um show legal pra caramba, acústico, tocando vários clássicos do Circle to Circle e Savatage. Vamos lá conferir? Come from for making these unplugged versions of the songs?
Well, we did a slight version of it last time, but it was a more full band. So we had drums and we had some bass going on and guitars and vocals, but so we decided to take it one more level down, even more basic and just a little bit more simple. So that's really where it came. We talked about it with our good friends, the promoters, and the guys we've been working with for Overload Records for about the past 4 years. And we said, let's do it. So that's how it really started.
You've played a few weeks ago in the northeast of Brazil. And how did you feel the metal scene there? What did you think of the fans and stuff?
Well, it was good. It was good to get there for the first time because I'd never been there before, and it was good to see a lot of people knew who I was, and they never really got to see me go up there and sing before, so that was the most important part, just seeing how happy they were. So we got to play in front of a lot of great new, fans and faces that I never saw before. So it was good, and I've never been to any of those places up in Ceará, the state of Ceará. I'm mostly in the state of São Paulo. So it was good to see other parts of the country, up in the mountains. We're talking all the way to the top.
And you come a lot here to Brazil, and I see that every time after the concerts, I see fans with pics with you. So you pass the image for us that you're real close to the fans. So do you think Brazil is special in any way for you to be so close of the fans and stuff and come here very often?
Yeah, I mean, I know I like to be accessible, a little bit after the show. I don't get to talk to every person every night, but most people, and it's good to do that. I feel the passion of the Brazilian fan, their love for the music. So that's important to me, and I feed off of that, and I think that's definitely a reason that I like to stay and talk to people and make sure we get stuff signed and take a few pictures. Well, a lot of pictures.
Come on, we have held and pretend you don't need. We'll be on continent, mounted on the wall. From this distance, I can see it all. And I've been out here watching you fall.
Okay, so the last question, just to finish, any plans with Circle to Circle, like albums and stuff?
Yeah, we have a new album coming out. It's called Seasons Will Fall. That's going to be out this fall, hence the name, right? We were going to have it come out this summer, but it just keeps getting pushed back because there's a big demand for the touring of Circle to Circle all around the world. So we have to have 2 more tours of Europe. We're going to go to Europe in June and August. We got to get that out of the way. Then I'll finally be able to finish my parts, which I'll be the last one to be working on the album. Everything's really done, thanks to Mitch. Pretty much the album is pretty much completely finished except for me. We can't get off the road long enough for me to do the vocals. So we'll get that done, and that'll come out later this year. And it'll be a great album. We think it's one of the best albums yet. It kind of sounds like a cross between, Watching in Silence and Burden of Truth. So we're pretty happy about that. The album, everything's pretty much done. The album cover's done. We got a new logo coming out with, we got to flashing our new logo out there a little bit. A lot of things happening, but and we'll be back in support of that album with the Circle to Circle band, the full-blown rock band. We'll be back in Brazil to support that.
Okay. Any message to your Brazilian fans?
Yeah, thanks a lot for everything. You know what you guys do, and it comes from the heart, el corazón. And we love you guys, and thanks for bringing us back and letting us, have some good nights of rock and roll. And thanks for singing along with me every night. You guys are awesome.
Thank you so much.
I really hope that you found it all a thrill. You have really shown desire for the kill. We'll never giving up. They'll never bring us down. No matter what they say about us, we'll be back alright.
Bom, como vocês viram, a gente conseguiu entrevistar o simpaticíssimo Zak Stevens. E agora, com licença, que eu e a Rebordosa vamos lá curtir um pouco de Circle to Circle e Savatage. Tchau!
E a morte não perdoa ninguém no jogo de tabuleiro Heaven and Hell.
Desta vez foi o vocalista João Luiz do King Bird e Casa das Máquinas que jogou os dados no tabuleiro. Confira.
Preparado?
Preparado.
Então, lance o dado. Número 6. Electric Eye. Por favor, tire uma carta e me entregue sem olhar.
Oh God. Não foi uma boa ideia. Cara. Eu nunca vi esse videoclipe.
Entrega os pontos.
Oh, hell no.
Pode chutar, já que não sabe.
Sista Fadal.
Errado.
Oh, God.
Disturbed, Land of Confusion. Jogue o dado novamente.
Número
3.
Who are you?
Yes.
Tire uma carta e me entregue sem olhar.
Ok.
Escolha uma dica de 1 a 5.
Dica 1.
Dica 1. Fui um dos fundadores da minha atual banda em 1968.
Dica número 2.
Dica número 2. Meu sobrenome sérvio originou meu atual sobrenome artístico.
Eu vou ter que pedir uma outra dica. Pode ser a 3 mesmo.
Ok, dica número 3. Concorri ao prêmio de melhor guitarrista de rock pela revista Guitar Player nos anos de 1982, 83, 85 e 86.
Eu faço ideia de quem seja, mas para não arriscar, dica número 4.
Dica número 4. Minha banda recentemente teve um documentário lançado contando a história de sua carreira.
Ok. Envie a dica número 5, por favor, Morte.
Dica número 5. Uma das mais famosas músicas da minha banda foi tema do seriado MacGyver, Profissão Perigo, exibido nos anos 80 e 90.
Pô, MacGyver, cara. Eu assisti muito MacGyver, mas eu não me lembro. Ai, cara, nossa senhora. Ing Malmsteen.
Errado.
Imaginei.
Alex Lifeson. Preparado para continuar?
Preparado, Morte.
Jogue o dado. Número 2.
1, 2.
Bring the Noise. Escolha uma carta e me entregue, por favor.
Pronto, Morte. Ok. Cara, eu tenho... o vocalista me lembra muito o Michael Kiske. Eu acho que é o projeto novo dele que chama Unisonic.
Errado. Ed Guy, On The Count. Quarta rodada, jogue o dado.
São quantas rodadas, Morte? Oh, God. 5. 5.
Piece of Mind. Escolha entregue. Ok. Qual é o título do primeiro álbum do Deep Purple?
Eu acho que eu sei isso. Eu preciso saber, senão minha reputação... Eu vou acabar chutando. É de Purple.
Essa é a resposta?
É.
Errado.
Tá vendo? Errado.
Shades of Deep Purple.
Ah, faltou a primeira palavra, eu não acredito. Vocês me pegaram?
5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Bring the Noise. Uma carta entregue sem olhar.
Ok, Morte. O que eu posso dizer a você? Posso responder?
Pode.
Espero não estar enganado. A banda é Motley Crue e a música é Girls, Girls, Girls.
Certa resposta.
Fui salvo, Senhor! Hoje eu vou à igreja, gente.
Eita! Ô João, foi pra lanterna, velho! Bom, vamos mudar de assunto agora. Chegou o momento de mobilizar a galera com o desafio das bandas.
De um lado, os santistas do Like a Texas Murder com o clipe Tudo de Ruim. Do outro lado, a banda S.H.O.T, vinda de Votorantim, no interior de São Paulo, com a música Wicked.
Acesse e vote. A votação sempre dura uma semana.
E o Maloik acaba aqui, mas no site e nas redes sociais, o universo da música pesada conspira a seu favor.
De Headbanger para Headbanger, Maloik.
Ah, sou eu, pô.